surface level strength, and that really sticks out to me. So when you say surface level strength, well, what did you mean by that? Like what is that term? What's your definition of that surface level strength?
So surface level strength is that strength that people see, that other people see. It's not an inner strength. It's, hey, when you walk into a room and because of what you physically have on, because of the perception that people have of you, um, because of what people think you bring, because you have a certain letter behind your name, a certain letters behind your name. They assume that you possess a certain thing, and it's not a something that you have internally. It's perception. It okay when I put on this certain suit, this certain tie, my makeup is done right. Um, that's what you lead with.
Mm.
But then internally, you don't have the confidence. You only have it because of what is perceived to be there, or you have it because of something that other people give to you. You pull from what is um, the perception. That's the word I'm looking for. Perception, what's perceived to be there, or what you feel because of what someone else has said or done. But when you go home and you take off those clothes, now you're depressed. You have anxiety. The true you comes out, and you're sick because you gave all that you had while you were out doing whatever it was that you were doing. So your strength is predicated on something else or someone else. You don't have it regardless of if you have on a sweatsuit, if you have on pajamas, if you have on the person that all of that is predicated on those before mentioned things is surface level. It's almost like let me get if it's what you show the world because you're surviving in it, but you haven't healed from it. Let me give you a prime example. It's like putting makeup on over a bruise. So at home, you see the bruise. You're totally naked to our earlier conversation. You're totally naked. You see it. You know it's there. That's your weakest vulnerable point. You don't have to be strong. You can be totally authentic who you are. But when you leave home, you're afraid that everybody's gonna see that bruise.
Mm.
You cover it up. You put makeup on it. You put on a long sleeve shirt. You put on long pants. You put on a turtleneck. You put something on to cover up that bruise, whether it's a man or a woman. So when you walk out, you have the strength to do whatever it is you need to do to get through the day because your surface is covered. Nobody can see the bruise. Mm. You're not uncovered. You're not naked. So that surface level strength speaks to, hey, I have this strength or this persona of the strength because I'm covered. But when you can move past that surface level strength, when you can look in your own eyes, when you can be or attend to that person in the mirror and you can love you authentically, you don't have to cover up. Your strength is internal now because you've done the work. You've already uncovered. You don't have to have that mask on. You don't have to have on the makeup. You don't have to drive the fancy car. You don't have to have on the certain clothes. You can speak to somebody in a room and they have no idea that that person is homeless. But the message is still the same. It's not about the messenger anymore. It's about the actual message. And so when we talk about
mm-hmm. I just want to interject real fast. So now, before we end up pivoting to inner strength, sticking to the surface level strength, would you say And I'm not saying that this is what you're saying, but I'm just asking a question. Would you say that a person that has surface level strength isn't strong?
No, absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, talk to me.
They're strong enough to put it on and go out and have that covering and do what they need to do, but they pull it from that they pull it from the core to go out and do what they need to do, but they have to have that covering to do it. I'm saying that the person that has that inner strength is stronger
With you.
than that person that has that surface level strength. Because by that person that has that surface level strength, by the time they get home, they're spent. They have nothing left to give. They don't even have anything to give to themselves because they gave so much of it to in and everybody else. So does it take strength to have surface level strength? Absolutely. But the question is, what does it cost that person?
Mm, okay.
What does it cost you? Yeah, you you have that intestinal fortitude and you pull everything that you have to go out and do all the things that you have to do. And one would argue, this is just me talking, one would argue that it takes more strength to have that surface level strength because you have to pull from a different place to be able to do that. And two different things can also be true in the same space. My argument with it is, wouldn't it feel so much better to not have to have that strength on the surface, but have so much internally that you can give, and whether you give the same amount, whether you have the clothes on, the car, the house, the whatever, you have so much within you that even when you give of yourself, even when you have that strength that you portray to the world, even when you do all of those things, when you come home, you're not spent, you're not tired, you're not depleted. There's enough left for you to be okay as well. Just spoke on. Surface level strength. It doesn't come from peace. It comes from pressure.
Ooh, talk to us. Talk to us. Talk to us.
Surface level strength is reactionary.
Come on.
It's predicated on responses. Hey, I put on this makeup, or I put on this suit, or I put on these shoes, and just in the house you feel like, oh, I look good. I'm gonna kill him with this. You know how people say stuff like that. They gonna love this. You're already setting the tone for someone else having how do I want to say this? Someone else having the ability to control how you feel about yourself. Someone else having control of your strength and how you see you. And so you already feel good about yourself. But as you go through your day, if nobody says anything about your suit or your tie or your makeup or your hair or your shoes or your perfume or your cologne, now the strength that you once had starts to diminish when you have surface level strength. But that inner strength says, if don't nobody like me, if don't nobody like my makeup, I still look good and I like it. If don't nobody say anything about my hair, if nobody says anything about my suit, my shoulders are still squared, my back is still straight, I can still walk in excellence and I'm good. It's okay. Those are the two differences.
I like this, and I'm gonna add.
Surface level strength is performance based. What's being performed? It's not. Surface level strength is performance based. Inner strength doesn't need applause. It doesn't need validation. It's not a survival instinct. It just is. It's just there because you're comfortable with who you are and you're confident. And it's not cocky. It's confident. And there's a difference.
I want to.
Think about it like this. I'm listening.
No, I was going to say I want to tag in on the point that you just made, but I wish I had a pen right here right now so I could write down something you said because I want to ask you a question. But if I ask you a question, I'm going to miss this point. But I don't want to lose the point that you just said because you said something powerful. Because you just said that uh, strength isn't a survival tactic. Let's talk about that. Like let's talk about that. What do you mean when you say strength isn't a survival tactic?
No. I'm not saying strength isn't. I'm
Okay.
saying that surface level strength is survival tactic.
Gotcha.
The inner strength is not for survival. The inner strength is just what you do. It's just who you are. And that's why I mentioned that, you know, the inner strength doesn't have to have the applause. The
Follow,
inner strength doesn't have to have the validation.
follow. So,
Inner strength is not a survival tactic,
okay,
or it doesn't take survival instinct. That surface level strength is what is has the survival tactic attached to it.
gotcha.
Think of it like this. Think of it like this. With that survival, with that surface level strength, is when you talk to somebody and you say, "How you doing? I'm straight. I'm good," even though they're not. That's the surface level strength.
Yes,
They have to make sure everybody knows I'm okay.
yes,
I'm fine.
yes.
That's the I'm fine. Because you don't want to deal with what's going on, or it could be that you just don't want somebody else to know that you're having a down moment. But that inner strength is I'm not the person that you can ask how I'm doing, because how am I doing? I'm not good today. Now what are we going to do? And if I tell you I'm not good, what can you do about it? Nothing. Okay, let me move on, because you're just asking just to be asking. I'm confident enough to say I'm not good today. Not that you can do anything about it, but I need to name it. I need to say what it is.
And here's what
It's that composure. Mm-hmm.
here's it. Okay, I'm glad you just said composure. Here's where I want to tag in because you said that surface level strength is about performance, and I'm gonna come from that same lens, just from a different perspective. Like um, surface level strength, as you even as you mentioned about performance, it's about it's even about the outcome. Like I'm strong, long as the outcome is good. Like if I have to be strong, um, let's just use a health situation. If I'm going through uh something in my health and um I'll kind of make it shorter that way I can not my statement but the situation like if I have to be strong because I'm about to have a surgery um and the doctors are saying this is what's going to happen, that's going to happen. I'm mustering up, I'm gathering the strength to be strong, to be able to not only hear the report that's being said, but even to go through the process to get whatever situation I have going on straightened out. So I'm putting on strength. But okay, watch this. So if the doctor says my surgery would be in 2 weeks, um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting on strength to get me through them 2 weeks. And also, and he's explaining the recovery process. The recovery process will be in 7 days. Okay, so I put on 14 days, 21 days of surface level strength. Now, if I'm prepping up for this surgery, and then suddenly the doctor say, there's a shift in plans because we've seen this or we've seen that. Now my strength is breaking down because I only had strength for 21 days. It was surface level. It was based on the performance. It wasn't a real strength because I was able to show face for these 21 days. But now hold on, you're saying something different. So now my because like you said, it's not an inner strength. It's all performance based. If I have an inner strength, I'm just being strong, not just because of me having surgery, but I'm building up a strength to be able to endure, which is that resilience to be able to endure whatever I may encounter. Because in that strength, my strength, isn't just now I'm trying to stay here in our mental health space, but I have to pivot a little bit even to who I am as a man of God, like because the Bible says our strength is made perfect. Our strength is made perfect. His strength, excuse me, his strength is made perfect in our weakness. So when we talk about surface level, either I have a surface level connection where it hasn't gone beyond the surface. Like I said, everything's just performance, me saying the right thing, me looking the right way, me doing the right things. You know what? How can you say that my health is deteriorating? I ate all the right foods, I changed my diet, I did this, everything's like you said, everything's based on the outcome of performance. And now I'm strong because I thought I was performing right. But now when I'm hearing that, okay, I tried to perform right, but yet still this is not the outcome that I expected. Now we're going into some things that even though I had surface, even though I had what was on the surface level, now there's things that are starting to penetrate that where the inner part is starting to come out. Because now you're saying, okay, because and I'm gonna stick with the cream. Now my cream is starting to melt away. Now that surface level strip starting to melt. So now you're opening up and you're seeing, oh, wait a minute, hold on. That person that appeared to be strong is really afraid. That person that appeared to be going back to the suit. Just imagine if you had moths or whatever, or acid, whatever you want to say that starts causing your clothes to deteriorate. And now that good looking suit you had on is starting to get eaten away. And now uh this good looking prince I seen in this suit now is like the servant that was over there. They don't change who he is, but at the same time, it's like okay, now again that appearance that I had now because I don't have this surface level strength that I was able to hide behind. Now I'm vulnerable. Now I'm vulnerable.
So yeah, but having surface level strength is the difference between surface level strength and inner strength is that when all of those things are stripped away, it doesn't mean that you won't be afraid.
Come
It
on,
doesn't mean that you won't be scared.
come
It
on.
doesn't mean that you won't um, need help. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you're comfortable and confident in asking and doing. It's kind of like putting on a brave face. You spoke to surgery or procedure or what have you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you still don't have to have the surgery. It doesn't mean that you don't have to have the anesthesia. It just means that you're comfortable in it. Let me give you this because I'll speak to myself. Being someone that I had to have a portacast put in order to have that portacast put in, I almost was in a position where it was going to cause some issues with my health because I didn't want to have that portacast put in because I didn't want to have a scar. You see what I'm saying? So my surface level strength said, I can get through this without it. I can get through this. I don't have to have that. I don't, but I don't want to have this scar. My inner strength said, you know what? No matter when I was able to get to that point, and it took some time, I still have to do this. And no matter if I do have a scar or not, I don't have to cover it. I'm still good. I'm still cute. I'm still beautiful. It's just a scar. But that surface level side said, ooh, I can't have this scar. What are people going to think? What are people going to say? What if somebody asks me what happened? You see what I'm saying? So I'm still strong, but I don't want this blemish because of what people will say or what people will think. I need to cover this up so that I can still speak, so I can still be present, so I can still do these things. When we prepare for surgery, you mentioned about going into the hospital and things like that.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the doctor tells you don't eat before you go into surgery. Right. Don't drink after midnight. You got to come in cleaned out, empty stomach, clean slate, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that clean slate, isn't that what inner strength is about? You go to God. You brought up about God in prayer.
Yes.
You go to God empty. There's no performance. There's no pride. There's no pretending. There's no all that surface level stuff has to go away. You have to go to him empty. That surface level stuff is, oh, I can do this. I'm strong enough to do this. I've got this. That surface level stuff is, I can fix this myself. But that inner strength says, but I have to surrender. I have to give of myself. I have to lay naked and open, empty before God.
Come on.
That surface level stuff is, when they remove that surface level, you walk in and you're like, oh, I got on these new pajamas, I got on this jewelry, I got on this and I got on this. But when you're preparing for that surgery, you got to take all that stuff off. That's surface. You look good going in, but when you take all that stuff off and you're preparing for that surgery, when you're preparing for the work to be done, that surface level stuff got to come off. That's where the real healing happens. And isn't that what surgery is about? Isn't that what going to God is about? If you want to compare the two or use those two separate things, you got to remove all of that surface level stuff away. And are you not the same person when all of that goes away?
Come on.
You're still the same person on the inside, but now you become even better because you've removed all of the barriers. You've removed all of the stuff. So now the conversation and what we're talking about is shifting just a little bit because we're really delving deeper into the surface and the inner.
Come on.
The surface is all that stuff you put on, all that stuff you post, P-O-S-T, not supposed, but you post to be that Facebook, that Instagram, that surface level stuff. So everybody now is an influencer and a this and a this because you put all that stuff to the forefront and this person listens to what you're saying. This person likes what you're putting up there, what you post. This person likes what you're saying or what you're putting on. That's surface level stuff. Who are you when the cameras are off? Who are you when you're not posting? Who are you, you're positive and putting all these affirmations and these things out and what the shoulda, coulda, wouldas and this. But are you that same person? That's your outward, that's your surface level strength. That's your stuff that you put out for everybody else. And they say, oh, she's strong. Oh, she's good. Oh, she got it together. He's doing this. He's that. That's surface. But that inner strength is being that same person that you post to be when you're not posting. Are you that same person? This person says, I'm a good person. I'm for the children. I love this. And God said that. But then when the cameras are off and when you're not posting, you're cussing people out. You're afraid to be who you are authentically because you're afraid of what people are going to say. You're afraid of what the responses are going to be. You're that how do I want to say it? You have all of you're getting that applause. You're back to that validation.
Come on.
And you're strong as long as the people are clapping. Your shoulders are squared as long as somebody's validating you. But who are you when all of that goes away? If you can be that same person, whether they're clapping, whether they're sitting down, whether they're just looking at you, whether there's no validation, if nobody else says anything else, you're still confident, you're still comfortable. That's the inner strength. That's where you strive. That's where you thrive. That's where you belong.
So let me ask you a question.
But if you only